Okay, we're going to add into what we did the other day, talking about body types and start positions and things like that, because I didn't like what I did the other day all that much, and I made an error in it, and we're going to fix that up too. First of all, body types: endomorphs, ectomorphs, mesomorphs. We're going to look through about 4 lifters we have here, and we're going to see examples of just about all 3. And let's go here. We've got a couple of here at the end here, pretty much an endo. What we see as an endo. We don't see the extra fat that much. We just see bigger kind of limb, but still tallish with the long limbs. A little more endomorphic, a little more mesomorphic, and again a little more endomorphic, okay? And that's the kind of lifter, that's the kind of athlete we get, and that's a semi kind of example of their body types, but there are a lot of variations even within the body type. Okay, somebody who's a mesomorph might have shorter arms than a usual mesomorph. Somebody who's an endo might have shorter arms or longer arms than that, and we have to make different kind of adjustments for different kind of athletes. So you don't go strictly by the body type to have the set position and have the pull type. What we're going to do today, because I actually have a dry erase pen with me and did a little thing on the board, is show some acceptable, what I consider acceptable set positions. There is not just one set position. There is not just one type of pull, except that we do want the pull to stay over the base of support. Other than that, there can be curvy pulls, pulls that go up and in, pulls that just fade a little bit. There is not really what they'd call a straight vertical pull from top to bottom. It just does not happen with humans. It happens with forklifts, but it doesn't happen with humans. But let me show you these set positions, and let me tell you what I think about set positions. First of all, when coaches talk about set positions, they talk about hips a lot, and angle that the hips are set at, and an angle that the thighs are set at, and angles that the back is set at. That to me gets to be something that's secondary. What I look for mostly in a set position is, are the knees in front of the arms as the arms come down to the floor? So we're going to show you a few set positions. These are all what I call figure 4 set positions, okay? They're variations on the same thing. This is a classic, just a printed number 4, okay? The arms and the shoulder, and when I talk about shoulders, a lot of books talk about shoulders in the manner of the front of the deltoid. I talk about shoulders as far as that goes. I define the shoulder as the shoulder capsule. So the middle of the shoulder mass, not the front of the deltoid, which can vary by a lot. You don't know exactly how big the deltoid is, and it's going to be further or less far out in front of the bars. But the capsule, this is what I'm talking about here. Okay, this is pretty much a classic. Straight down arms, pretty much straight across with the thigh. The knee is in front of the arms descending, and the back will be set at this position. I find this position very forgiving for the back, coming off the floor when you're breaking the bar from the floor. The back is more upright, that's less stress on it, and the system itself is under less stress. And you can move the bar off with plenty of speed. There's no problem with that, and then you can get to your second phase positions really easily. A lot of times when people use this set position, their back angle will change a little bit as they come off the floor, and in mid first pull it will achieve the consistency it's supposed to have at an angle for a little bit that it's supposed to be, with the shoulders out in front of the bar, which they have to be during that first pull sometime. Not throughout the first pull, however. This is a second variation. Again, the knee is in front of the arms descending. The hips, because of length and back length and thigh length, and maybe mobility too, are a little higher than parallel. Okay? Perfectly fine. You're going to see this variation. Again, I don't think about the hip position all that much, and the hip angle, and the, you know, that kind of thing, and for that matter, the angle at the back of the knee. I look more to see, is their knee showing in front of the descending arms? That to me will give a solid set position that is going to be workable as far as moving weight from the floor and getting you ready to do the explosive movement in the second pull. Okay, here's a very rarely seen, but it is viable set position with the shoulder capsule actually behind the vertical line of the bar. This is seen, it's not seen often. But it is seen, and it is fine for some people. And that doesn't mean they're going to do a dynamic start and have their shoulders over here by the time the bar comes off. These people actually move that bar initially from the floor with their shoulders slightly behind the bar, the shoulder capsule slightly behind the bar, and then they proceed, and they will definitely change back angle coming up, and they'll hit that consistent angle just below the knee, and then they'll proceed into the second pull. There are lifters that use this, not many, but there are lifters that use this, and they do it fine. This will also entail probably starting off the floor with your balance already into the back of the foot. Most of these, here, 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 and here, will all start with the balance probably centered over the mid-front of the foot. This one probably over the back of the foot. And then we have the shoulder capsule in front of the bar slightly. Okay, obviously the angle of the hips, the angle of the thigh rather, is going to be up. The angle of the back is going to be over more. You're tilting that fore, the upper part of this fore, you're tilting it over. There's a little more stress on the back coming off the floor. This lifter may keep that consistent angle from the floor into the second pull, into the adjustment in the middle of the double knee bend, Americans call it, but into the adjustment in the middle and on to the second pull where the explosion happens. But this is more likely to be a set angle as they come off, where these things are switching, these things are switching, these things are switching a little bit of angle as they move the bar from the floor initially. And over here are the bad ones as far as I'm concerned, because I think these are a weakened system. Here we have the back is up at a much flatter angle, The thigh comes here, and the knee is probably hidden by the arms, okay, as the arms descend backward to the bar. So the shoulders are considerably out past the bar at the set position, and the arms come back, but the knee is still, let's make sure it's, yeah, drawn so it's hidden behind the arms. I think that is just a weakened position to come off. It's biomechanically not a strong position. Going to put a lot more stress on the back, which again, if we think about the hips and the legs and the back is the thing that coming off the floor is more likely to get injured than the other two. You very seldom see anybody with a glute pull. But you see plenty of guys with lower back problems, upper back problems, mid-back problems, spine problems in this and other sports. It can be put in a weakened position. This is a weakened position as far as I'm concerned. And then there is this position that some coaches seem to be doing, where the knee is actually behind the descending arms. This to me is a very weak position. The back will be almost parallel to the floor when the bar starts off the floor. Puts a tremendous amount of strain on the lower back here to move the kind of weights that these people are able to move. And trust me, all the people doing all of these positions that I'm talking about are all moving significant weight. And they can move significant weight in almost any way you tell them to do it. It's just, you have to, as a coach, try to find a position that's going to be able to be useful 3, 4, 5 years down the road, and it's not tearing them up to do it. But I can go into the gym here and change everybody's set position, and I'll guarantee you they're still going to outlift most of the people in this country. But they might not be with me next week. So I don't like that. So we find a good position for them, and that's where you've got to kind of go here. And to me, that's where you've got to kind of avoid this thing with the shoulders way out, the back angle flat, almost flat. I've even seen parallel to the floor. and the thighs going down, and the bar actually starts off the floor. The bar is behind the descending arms. This to me is an abusive, just awful set position that shouldn't be used at all. And if somebody is using it, I'll almost guarantee back injury. So that's the set position, and that's a little bit about body types. Again, I wanted to further explain that and correct my mistake because I kept saying I want to see the knees out in front of the bar. They will most certainly be out in front of the bar, but they'll be in front of the descending arms is the important thing, and that's how I judge a set position. I don't judge it by hip angle. I don't judge it by somebody saying, oh, the thigh has got to be at this or that angle. I judge it on knee in front of the bar, and it doesn't have to be the whole knee joint. Some people, short thighs, myself included, you might just show the kneecap and a little bit of the knee. But at the start, when the bar breaks the floor, that knee is in front to start the movement. It's a much more secure biomechanical position, and it's going to lead to a much better lift and a longer lifting life for all the lifters that you've got. We've got 4 or 5 lifters from the gym, and we're going to, and different heights, different body types, going to see what their set positions in the clean are. We'll use the clean because it's easier to see the knee and stuff like that, going by the arms. And we'll have them set up and just get into the set position. And this is what I look for when I see it. Brian, go ahead. Okay, this is Brian's set position. His knees show in front of the bar just a little bit. Thighs aren't very long. Thigh almost parallel to the ground. Back nice, and that's nice figure 4 stuff. Shoulder capsule just a little bit in front of the bar for him. Okay, this is his set position. It works for him. Brian, go do your push press.
Thank you, sir.
Meg, come on over. Meg's obviously a taller woman here. Pretty flexible again. Now she sets up with that shoulder capsule again, just barely in front of the bar. Not a lot of difference from Brian, just a little higher thigh angle, back of the knee angle. Back is nice and tight here. Thank you, Meg. Okay, Morgan, the giant 13-year-old, comes over. Now he's a tall guy, but you see the set position, not a heck of a lot different. Back is a little more over. Now when he comes off the floor, he maintains that consistent angle. He's one of the ones that does, okay? You can see the thighs are up a little more. Knees just showing in front, although he doesn't have particularly short thighs, but the knees just showing in front because his back is raised a little. Thank you. Let's have Matt come over. Young man, you see him set up for the bar, and again, knees just barely in front of the bar. Back is here. He's another one that has pretty much a consistent angle. Shoulder capsule almost directly over the bar. It's a little further back, and Ryan comes up here, another taller young man, sets down. Now you can see Ryan, thighs are parallel to the floor. Back is up. That's almost the classic figure 4, straight on figure 4. Knees are in front, shoulder capsules right over the bar. Arms are hanging straight, dead straight down. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, guys. And so there's 4 or 5 examples of different people. I don't care what angle their thigh's at. We'll play with their hips up and down to see what's more advantageous to them in the long run. As long as I can see the knee in front, we'll play through that range of motion that keeps the knee in front of the arms, and they can maintain their particular set position of where their shoulders are. Pretty much, we might move those shoulders back for some in different times. We have changed a couple of those people. They're pretty much set now, though. They've all been lifting for a while now, and their positions are pretty much set. But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You go by, if you can, you see the knee. And if you get that knee completely hidden by the arm, or certainly if you get it behind the arm, you've got a problem as far as I'm concerned, and you're going to hurt that person's back. You've got to watch that stuff. But that's again a live example of what we kind of had on the board, and different body types obviously, and that's what you got to deal with. Okay, so that I think will clear up what I messed up the other day, and maybe give you a little more real world look at things as they should occur.
Hey guys, now do me a favor, go subscribe to our channel,
like our videos, comment. I promise you if you comment, I'll get back to you and answer all your questions. Thanks for watching.